Hi everyone. Oh wow, I've got something interesting. And no, we're not drinking, but I'm going to be talking to you about that. And tonight I've got with me Narelle, Miechel,
Yeah.
Miechel, and we're going to be touching on a really serious subject because Narelle, you lost your son at a very young age.
I did.
With testicular cancer.
Yep, I did.
And it was first detected when he was 16?
Yes.
Which is so young, isn't it?
Very young. Very, very young.
And, you know, like, this is a really serious subject, guys, because... And girls, you know, if you've got sons and husbands and brothers and whatever, this is something that, you know, you guys should think about because we all do our breast check, you know, so it's something that men should keep an eye on. So, your son Jai, at the age of 16.
Yes.
Now, was he self-checking and found it and came to you and told you he'd found a lump, or...?
Well, he did find a lump, but he didn't come to me straight away. He was embarrassed.
Yeah.
And went to his sister, who he had a good relationship with, and her boyfriend. So he went and told her. They had a discussion, decided they should tell me. So they gave him, I think, 3 days. 3 days, sorry about the voice. So he came to me and eventually told me. So I made him go to the doctors and we
So they gave him 3 days to come and tell you?
Yeah, so he did it within that. I think he was like 1 day short.
Yeah.
Because he was embarrassed.
Yeah. And it's
because young guys get embarrassed. They don't talk about that area.
Sorry.
That's okay. So we went to the doctors and we sort of got it checked, and then they had to do a biopsy to make sure that it wasn't just a cyst, and it ended up being cancer. So at 16, he had to go to a IVF clinic and do what men do at 16.
Oh, wow.
Yep, because
how traumatic.
He wasn't going to be able to have children normally because of his cancer, because he was going to lose a testicle.
Yeah.
So that was pretty big on its own. So we got through that, and then he went and had the operation, which was huge. Like, it was a massive operation. So
what did they do? They removed a testicle?
They removed the testicle, and then they removed his appendix, because that's the next closest organ to the testicle. So they removed that so it can't travel, can't get into that. So to do that, they literally cut from here to here.
Wow.
And the worst thing that they said was they're going very close to certain nerves. So there was a very small risk, but it's still a risk, that he might not be able to walk. Which that to me, like, cancer's bad enough. Then to find this out.
And he's what, 16?
Yeah.
Oh.
So we got through that. We got through the operation, got through the healing process, and then came the chemo. Chemo was rugged. So just before the chemo, what we did was we had a shave your head for Jai. Okay, so we had a barbecue here. So there were about 4 mothers, about 30, 16 and 15 and 17-year-olds, and we're out there shaving everyone's head. So Jai actually really enjoyed it because everyone looked like Jai.
Yeah.
By the end of it, they all had no hair.
Yeah.
So that was pretty good. So we got through, I think, the first half of his treatments, and then he started to get angry. So he was sick of the treatments. He was sick of being in the position he was in. Didn't know where his life was going.
How long did the treatment go for?
It went for a couple of months.
Yeah.
So by the end, I was actually ringing the hospital because I couldn't get him out of his bedroom. He wasn't coming. I'm not getting up. I'm not doing it. I've had enough. So I would ring the hospital, then they would ring him, and then we'd talk and get him up for the next lot of treatment. The only thing that I really want to emphasise that make sure you check yourself. If you do have something like this, make sure you get help, because they didn't offer him any, what word am I looking for?
I don't know, you're telling me the story and I'm so engrossed in it, I can't even think what word you're
I'm just trying to think what it is, like support.
Assistance,
yeah.
So
For a 16-year-old boy, there was no support.
Yeah, that's
You
very,
know,
just
I
young.
was the one ringing up going, he needs someone to talk to.
Yeah.
Like, get him someone to talk to.
Yeah.
And they would do it. But only if I rang. It wasn't an ongoing, which I found not adequate for him.
Yeah.
And it won't be for young ones. They need they
Did he
need
have
that
a
support.
Did he have a good group of friends around
He
him?
did have a good group of friends, but he started to push them away after a while because he was so unwell and he didn't want to go anywhere. He felt like crap all the time and it was just really, really hard. There were probably about 4 or 5 that really stuck with him and came no matter what.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't get angry when they came, but he'd just go, I don't want to see anyone. But if they showed up, they'd sit in his room with him and on the bed and play games, you know.
And I suppose too, like, being 16, you know, you'd be thinking about what you should be out there doing.
Yep.
Because they're energetic young people and, you know,
16-year-old boys.
They got stuff to do. And
Yep.
so would that have meant like his schooling was affected because of the sickness?
Well, he'd actually finished his schooling, so because he was 16. So Jai was a little bit of a terror when he was a little bit younger. So when he was in year 9, I took him out of school and took him to TAFE, thinking he'll do year 9 and year 10 there, that will be fine. I put him in the wrong room and he did the wrong test. So I know, right? So I've got a phone call saying Jai's been accepted into year 10. And I went, what? Year 10? No, he's going to year 9. She went, no, he's aced the year 10. I went, cool. So he did year 10.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
that's even
so
better.
he pretty much skipped year 9. He was no dummy.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Like, a lot of the boys have always said that if they had a trivia game, they'd all want to be on Jai's team.
Mm.
I don't think there was anything. The boys used to go, there's nothing he doesn't know. Because he would YouTube stuff. He was hooked on National Geographic and all the real. Now he's interested in stars and the moon and the weather, and at one stage he was going to America when he was little to chase tornadoes with a little backpack, heading to the bus stop to go to America, which was quite funny. But anywho, yeah. So the story is we got all through that, and then we watched him spiral out of control after that, as you do. And we got in touch with the Make-A-Wish Foundation through the hospital. And they wanted to do something for Jai, which was great. So we went and bought him a ute, and they helped us do it up. So we did it green. This is Jai's green,
Oh,
so he
great.
liked the green. So the ute was green, but unfortunately he sort of kept spiralling out of control after that. So he ended up going DUI and punishment. I don't know how else to punish him. So we sold the ute. He'd lost it for 2 years. And I said, well, it's not sitting out the back doing nothing. I'm not driving it. Your father's not driving it. Your sister's not going to drive it. So we'll sell it. Which he was pretty disappointed, but as I said to him, I don't know what else to do to show you.
You have to have consequences somewhere.
Exactly. So after that, he sort of slowly started to come back, but it was a very slow process. And he no sooner started to come good, and he got it again.
So how old was he then?
He was 21 this
So
time.
it came back again.
It came back.
Even though he'd had the testicle removed?
When he came to me, he said, Mum, it's like my testicles grown back. It was in the same place and the
Wow.
same size. And I'm thinking, how the hell did you not come to me before it got to the same size?
Yes.
Like, he's a boy. And that's what boys do. They just don't come to their mums. Often.
Boys, come to your mum.
Go to your mum. Like, or go to your dad.
Yeah, go to anybody and tell them when
With
you've got
Jai's
stuff wrong
dad.
with
Jai's
you.
dad's in the Navy, so he wasn't home a lot.
Yeah.
So he only had me, which made it very difficult. But yeah, so he eventually did come to me. We went back to the doctor. He had to have that removed again. I know. And we went through it all over again.
So the same thing.
Same thing.
Everything's- Oh,
Yep.
poor thing.
Except this time, they didn't have to do such a big cut, which was good. But they still had to, they cut in the same place, so he didn't have so many scars. Which
So
I said to him, they're battle scars, man. The girls will love you later. You'll be able to tell them that you're
That's
like,
a positive way
you
of
know,
looking at
a
it.
shark went past you, the fin got you, or... And he was cracking up. So,
Oh,
you know,
bless.
there's lots of stories that you boys can come up with, and the girls might like
Yeah.
it. So, you know, scars.
So were they like able to, did they freeze his sperm or something?
They did.
So,
That was why we did that, because after the first time, he was not going to be able to have children normally. So that was frozen. So we paid for that every 6 months. It's $250 every 6 months.
so it's still frozen now today.
I've actually just yesterday signed some paperwork with the solicitor to let it go. I wanted to donate it, but you can only freeze it for a certain period of time, and he'd had cancer. So who would want somebody's sperm that's had cancer apart from him?
That's really
Can't
sad
do
now.
that. I know.
And I didn't know
And it
this.
still gets to me
I didn't know this prior to this
till
interview.
now. Yeah.
Till right now. This is like news to me too, which is
Yeah.
it knocked me about a little
Yeah,
bit.
no,
but,
it's pretty hard. And all Jai's sister could say was, maybe we could find somebody. What about one of his friends? And I'll bring the baby up and I'm going, oh my God.
Oh dear.
Too fast. Too
And so
fast.
the
Slow
thing is,
down.
everyone, if you haven't worked it out already, Jai has passed away.
Yeah.
He passed away at the age of 23. And what was he doing when it happened, and how did that happen?
He was wall climbing. Sorry.
Rock climbing.
Yeah. So, sorry. He got really healthy after the second time. He was eating really well. He had bought weights and was doing weights all the time. And he was climbing with his mate Blake. So they were rock climbing as well, which I wasn't keen on, but
He's
what
a
do
boy.
you do? He's a boy.
Boys are boys.
He was always a monkey when he was younger,
Yeah.
so yeah, whatever. He had all the safety stuff, so they did that for nearly 2 years. He was doing that for, and he had a job. He got himself a job, and he was like working full time, and everything was going really well for him. And then one day he went climbing, and he never came back. Sorry. He ended up in hospital. He had an aneurysm that just busted when he got to the top of this particular wall. He'd been training to get to this wall that you climb up and then you're like this way on the wall. Like, yeah.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
And I'm thinking, I can't do that. But yeah, so he'd finally gotten to this wall and he'd finally gotten to where he wanted to be at the top. And then his mate said he just went limp. Now, Jai's a prankster as well, so Blake thought that he was mucking around. He said, and then he realised that he wasn't mucking around, so he got him down as quick as they could, and he'd stopped breathing. So then it was all hands on deck. So they had a defibrillator there, and there was a doctor in the gyms. She'd come round, and they got him into the ambulance, took him to hospital, rang me. And I was here getting ready to go to work because I work at the hospital and I was on night shift. So I said to my husband, I'll go. So I just left and got up there, and the actual the paramedic was still there, and he was the one that come and spoke to me first. And he said, you know, like, he's had a CT scan, they're taking him to theatre. And I went, right, what's going on? He's got a bleed on the brain. They need to get him in. They're going to take a part of his skull off and they're going to try and clip the aneurysm. No worries. Okay, that's fine. So then my husband showed up, and then some of the boys started to show up. It got around pretty quick that he was really unwell. And we waited for hours. It felt like days. And then he finally came out of theatre and he was in ICU and we were allowed to go in and see him. And he was on the machine, helping him breathe. Now, I'm a nurse, and that didn't even... All I could think was he'll get through this.
Yeah.
You know, we've gotten through cancer twice. He'll get through this. He's strong. It'll be fine. But when the doctor come and spoke to us, he said that they couldn't clip the aneurysm because the swelling of his brain was too fast. So they'd taken quite a substantial amount of skull off to allow it to swell, and then hopefully it would go back down and never did. So Monday night we spent at the hospital, Tuesday night, and then early Wednesday morning they turned the machine off because he wasn't going to come through it. So we lost him.
He was 23.
Yep, 23.
And as a result of that, because it was a team sport with Blake,
Yeah, it was.
and they did it for years,
Yep.
so now Narelle,
Yeah, Mum. Good old Mum.
now Narelle takes Jai's place
Yep.
and does the rock climb with Blake,
Yep. God help me.
and that's just gone on as a tradition.
It has for nearly 12 months now.
Yeah, so,
Yep.
I mean, that is awesome that you do
I
that.
know. And in Jai's name, they've put up this, it's bright green.
Yeah, because
So
green's his colour, by
green's
the way.
his
if you don't
colour.
know that, yeah.
That's it. So
Yeah.
the guys there have actually put a green
Wall.
wall for me to
Oh,
climb.
wow.
But it goes like, you know,
Uh,
so I can get to, I think there's 15, like they number them. I can get to 13 and my feet keep slipping off.
Oh, we're
Off
gonna have to get
9.
We're gonna have to get in there and get the
I
cheer
know,
squad in
I
there so
know.
we can get to 15 at
I know.
least.
So, yeah. So I'm
And-
getting there. I'm getting there. I've got 2 to go. But I'm going to have to let my feet go and just try and get to the
Yeah,
last
make
one.
sure
I
you've
think.
got the safety net, will you? Like,
I've got a harness. I'm hard.
yeah.
No, I'm harnessing. And Blake won't let me fall.
he won't
I
let-
told
no,
him-
let you fall.
I told him if he drops me, I'll haunt him. I know where he lives.
It's not going to happen. So
Yeah.
we've spoken about like your beautiful son Jai and
Yep.
and the colour being green that he loves, and you know, and we've
Yep.
spoken about the fact that you know young men of any age, if you find there's something a bit different, you know, like check your testicles and check things like that,
Yep.
because it's really important. Us women, we have to check our breasts.
Well,
No, it's
actually,
just
you boys can get breast cancer.
Yeah, that's
Boys
right.
can get
yeah.
breast cancer. I've actually nursed, I think, 3 men, grown men, that have actually had breast cancer.
Wow.
So it's
So
not
check
limited
that as
to
well.
females.
Yeah, and I
You know?
I should be more aware of that. So we know that Jai loved bourbon.
He did. Here's a bourbon.
So the one thing that you're embarking on now in Jai's name,
yes.
and we'll be interviewing Narelle further on down the track as well as to seeing where this is going and what she's up to. So I'm just going to show you, well I'll show you the green one first because that was his colour.
It was.
So this is called Jai's Drop, and it's bottled bourbon. It's this is cherry chili flavour, and it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So I'm going to show you, and we've got just the cherry flavour as well. And what's that one?
This is cherry vanilla.
Cherry vanilla. So it's bourbon, and
It
it
is.
says in his name. And what Narelle wants to do is produce it and get it out there on the market. So if there is anyone watching, or if you know of anyone that could help Narelle, and of course, you know, proceeds of the sale of this will go back to research for
Definitely.
you know, for young men.
Yes.
So, you know, if you're out there, you know someone or someone that can guide Narelle as to what she's got to do step by step to get this out on the market. It is really a fine drop, let me tell you. So if someone could contact me, you can contact me through my inbox. You can leave a little message here. You can go to my website, which is onthecouchwithkelly.com. So it's Kellie, so onthecouchwithkelly.com. You can go on my website, you can leave a message there, email, whatever there. And, you know, if you're willing to help or if you want to buy some, you know, that's also something that you can do.
True.
So, yeah, so inbox me. So, yeah, such an interesting story, and, you know, I just can't stop thinking about your document you signed. So, yeah, quite an amazing step, really.
Well, it took me 12 months to realise that, donating was not going to happen.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter what I did, I wasn't going to get another joy.
But you've got to do things in your own time, isn't that right? And deal with things in your way that work for you.
That's correct, yep.
What was the one thing that you did for you that helped you get through what you had to go through?
I mosaic. I'm busy all the time. I think I drive my husband insane. I don't sit down. Well, I am now. But normally I'd be out the back and I'd be mosaicing. And I work. So between, that's pretty much.
So you do things to take your mind off thinking
I
about it.
I do.
So, I mean, did you have a good group of friends around you and family as well when you were going through this?
You know, I did to start with. Like everyone comes around, and we do it. We go around and we show support to people. But I found that a lot of the people that I thought would be there are no longer there. And then there's people that you think, or don't even think of, end up being your strong support group. So there's a group of nurses that I work with at the hospital, and they have been a godsend. I really don't know where I'd be without them. They've kept me going. They come and see me. I've only just put them away, but on the 11th of this month, they brought this massive bunch of flowers with this beautiful balloon that says, "We love you." Aww. They're fantastic. They're really
the little moments. And you've got a friend also that lost her little boy.
I do.
That, I'm going to be interviewing further on.
Yes.
In the next few months, so you'll be able to hear her story. And I mean, I couldn't even imagine what life would be like losing one of your children, because we all feel that in life that it's just a certainty that you outlive, that they outlive you, that,
It's just a given. You never think, you just never think that something like that's going to happen.
They're not going to be there, so,
Well, it's not going to happen to me.
Correct,
Let me tell you, it does. It does.
So, I mean, if nothing else, tonight, I'm going to ask each and every one of you to, one, bring your children, if they're not close to you, if they're not living with you, or they're not next door or walking distance, go and give them a hug and tell them that you love them.
Every day.
Just do that tonight. If they're not with you right now, ring them up and just tell them that you love them. Just that one little thing can make such a difference, and it'll make you feel good, because you just never know. We're all so blessed to have beautiful children in our lives, and sometimes we get so wrapped up in life and we just forget because we're too busy doing all that other stuff.
Yep.
We've got to take the time to let them know how special they are in our lives and in our hearts. So just do that for me tonight. Okay, so that's me over now. But each and every week when I do these interviews, I ask my participants to, give a little message of hope to everyone watching, or just some little message that you can think of. So, Narelle, would you like to leave a message for maybe all the young men out there, or some young men that are going through cancer right now? Just a message. What would you like to say to them?
Look, it's really hard to say stay strong and lean on the people that love you. If you're a dad, lean on your wife. If your kid's old enough, lean on them. Keep them close. Don't push them away. And your friends, when they want to come around, keep them close, because that's what keeps you going. If you single yourself out and stay on your own, you can't be strong. You just can't be strong on your own with cancer. Pretty much.
Yeah, great message.
And as Kel said, make sure you let them know that you love them every day. Every day. That's all I can say.
Well, let's just do this one more time.
Okay.
Right, this is it. Jaws drop.
Yep.
Everyone, bit closer. The producer's saying closer.
Yep.
Can you read that? That's Jai's drop.
Jai's drop.
Here's to Jai. We should
Yep.
have had a glass of it.
We should have. There you go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to Jai. Thank you, everyone. So I just wanted to say to everyone, you know, I've got some amazing viewers out there and they've just remained so strong and supportive. And, you know, I am living my dream by doing this. You know, so I want to say thank you so much. And I'm only going to read out a few names, but thank you to those that each and every week support me and what I do. So I'm going to say hi to them, and we might have to bring those notes a bit closer because, you know, it's the eyesight thing. But, so I'm going to say hi to Louise Ann Poole, Peter West, Peter Wells, Fernanda Metria, Georgina Harry, Lola Rushell, and thank you, Lola. Like, I interviewed you a couple of weeks ago. That was an amazing story. Amazing. Karina Dendel, thank you so much. Larry Lowe, like, awesome, from all the way from Bris Vegas. Deirdre Fitzgibbons, thank you so much, from Canberra. Christine Cohen, Kelly Screen, and Todd Sargent. Todd Sargent, thank you so much for viewing tonight. So, you know, I often spoke to Todd when I was doing a course on radio and stuff like that, media, and I said to him that I wanted my own show. So here I am. I actually did it, Todd. So I'm 1 year and a bit into it, and I will be travelling on a little course to meet the ladies of the land. So that's my next series, Series 4. So I'll be finishing off the show at the end of November and researching and doing a lot of work that way. And I've bought a fire truck, or we've bought a fire truck. We've converted it and we're going out west. But I'll be telling you that each and every week. I'm going to be giving you updates on what we're doing and where we're going. And we look at visiting something like 50 farms. And yeah, because they have to buy their water in. So you can imagine what has to give when they do that. So you can imagine trying to do your washing when you're buying every single drop of water. Things just don't get washed like they used to, and things just don't get washed at all. So we've decked out the fire truck like a massive laundry, and we're going out west to do the washing for the ladies of the land. And I will be interviewing them as well. So we're also doing a documentary. So Todd Sargent, there you go. I'm on my way. So I will talk to all of you next week, and stay safe and know that you're going to be okay. Good night, everyone.
Good night.